Hello, in this video we are going to loom knit heart design using our Gallery London Serenity loom. Now we're going to be double knitting, and what that means is we're going to be using both sides. So what we need is two different colors, which I'm picking purple and pink. You see a lot of white and red for Valentine's Day, so we're going to do purple and pink. But of course you can use white and red if you would like. Alright, for the initial setup of this, let me see if I can get this angled to where I can show you. Okay. There we go. Now you got both your collars. You're going to twist them so that the same collar is the one that is on the side. Now typically when I do this, I will kind of hold my loom up like this. Hold it up and lean it on something. That seems a lot better. It works a lot faster anyway. But I'm holding it like this just so I could show you. Oops. So we're going to do this down about 12 pegs. So I actually did 13 pegs down. That's about as far as you can go in this stretch without it starting to distort the stitches too much, without having to skip any pegs. I've got a piece of scrap yarn here. I'm going to put it down through this beginning section. And I've already got my yarn twisted to where the purple's back on the purple side and the pink's back on the pink side. And then I'm putting my yarn down on this end too. And I'm just going to take and tie a bow here because this will be taken out at the end. It's just kind of holding that first row together. Just so I know where the stitches are. Okay, at this point, we've already twisted that one back. Instead of going forward, we're going to go backwards. You're going to twist, and you're going to follow these stitches all the way back to the first peg, and then take your bottom loops over the top. Due to the width of the heart itself, we'll have two empty pegs on both sides of it at all times. And that will help because then you always know what your background color is for the side you're on. So all we do to do this design, it's actually pretty simple. Instead of keeping your color on the same side, like this one right here is the first one and it's in the middle. So we would knit 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That seventh one, we would only twist once so that the pink is in front. Then we would do purple for the next, and then start twisting again and do purple all the way down. Then you knit your bottoms. So I've already went down, taking the bottoms over the tops. You can see the row where I switch. You have the one right there. Okay, now for the next row, we're coming back, but this is an image that mirrors, so it doesn't matter which way we come from on the edge of the row and follow the pattern, it's going to be the same. Now, this whole heart is filled in. I just didn't fill it in. This was for a different project, but I'm using this for this because it's the perfect size. Alright, so now we have three right here that we will do the same color. And you can count pegs or you can just pay attention. You know that one that you switched before is going to be in the middle. So you have it like that. Trying to do this so that you can see. See, so there's your 3. Go ahead and go all the way down to the end. Take your bottoms over the top. And that's how you do this. So go ahead and work this heart pattern all the way to the end and then do 2 rows, and I'll show you how to cast off, and it'll make you like a little cup holder. Heart design now to get it off the loom. Now I didn't stretch or mess with this at all because I just wanted to show you. It looked kind of messed up there, but as soon as you pull down on that pull string, look how much that evens out all those stitches. And this was our cast on string. Okay. So at this point, to do our cast off, let's get the strings out of our way. Move the strings like that so they're out of the way. Take all the loops from one side and place on the opposite side. Now we are leaving them on there. We're not taking the bottom over the top. We're going to use both of them together in our cast off. If you take the bottom loops over the top loops, it will create kind of like little holes at the end. But this, it'll be a fuller cast off to it. Now there's two different cast offs you can use at this point. You can use your crochet cast off, or you can use the super stretchy cast off. Well, those are the two that I recommend. I'm going to use the super stretchy for this one. There we go. I pull down on it some just to kind of make sure those are down. Okay, so we want it about 3 times the length. And I'm just going to use both strands together as one for this. And then we'll get this off the loom and I'll show you how to finish off your cast on edge. So whichever end of the loom you're at, you'll cut your yarn 3 times the length of the working pegs. You're going to skip the last peg and bring the yarn up through the next. Go back one and bring it down. And you can do this with just one of these strands if you would like. You're going to skip a peg, bring it up, go back one, bring it down, skip a peg, bring it up, back one, bring it down. You do this all the way to the end. I'll just go ahead and work it with you. Oops. Trying to hold this so it stays in the camera view. Now this again is the super stretchy cast off. If you don't like the way this one looks, you can use the crochet cast off, or you can just use one strand. You can pick one strand of yarn to do this cast off instead of just using both. Oops, I shredded a piece. There we go. Now almost to the end. And it doesn't matter when you take the loops off the one side and put it on the other side, it doesn't matter which side you do. I just use this side because it's facing out and it's easier to do the cast off on this side. Alright, so we've done them all. I'm just going to go ahead and take it back up through this last one. I accidentally snagged one right there. Here's your super stretchy cast off and here's your heart. Now if you want the heart thicker, then all you got to do is just use a thicker yarn. I was using, it's a 4-ply, a worsted weight yarn, and it's Caron Simply Soft, but if you would use like a 4-ply red heart yarn, a worsted weight, it would be a lot thicker. And on any time you're doing these type of stitches, the lighter collars want to show the background color coming through better than the darker. So this one, of course, the purple and pink side looks better than the pink and purple side. But again, using thicker yarn will help that. Now to finish off this cast on edge, what we're going to do, see how these, if I can get to focus, Let me move my camera. Okay. See how we have 2 loops? Pick up one, pick up the next, and bring the first one through. And just keep going in that rhythm. So purple, then we pick up the pink, pick up purple, then we pick up the pink. Do that. Alright, looks like I was out of the screen. Okay, show you one more time. Alright, so whatever color you have on the hook, you're picking up the next color. So if you have pink on there, you're picking up purple. So I've got pink, we're picking up purple. Alright, we're at the end. So now we just take that cast on string and pull it through. We'll weave it down in, and then that is finished. But at this point you can take, doing a huge project. But this is just a little swatch. Simple little heart pattern. I'll set the heart beside it so you can see how it turned out. Now, ideas that are really cute is you could do scarves like this. Oops. Or you could do a few of these and they could be cup holders. You can do big ones as, and well, you could do like a big long stripe. Well, let me show you here. You could do like 4 hearts and take and fold it in to where your middle is in the middle of it, and sew it up both sides, and then you'd have kind of like an oven mitt if you want. But you want to make sure you use this like a heavy cotton if you're going to do that, or you can look for like washcloth yarn, which is typically cotton. One thing that looks neat to do is if you switch colors, which this is a different design, but I'll show you how it can look. This is just leaves done the same way, and then I kept one color, I kept the green going and changed the leaf color on each one, but then on the back side it changed the color too. And as you can see, this looks a lot nicer because this is a slightly thicker yarn, and it's just like some regular red heart yarn, so that will make a big difference. But of course you can kind of stretch it. But just doing like little heart cup holders, you could do these for every holiday and have different little cup holders that you sit out around the house. Or little heat pads for pots and pans. But I'm going to hold this up. If you like that heart design, you want to use it, there you go. You can pause it and just kind of write it down. Just remember, you fill all that in with the color that you're using. And then you go from there. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. There's a lot of ideas that you can do. Now, if you do a scarf with this, the width is actually a really nice width. I keep it the same. The only thing you want to do is on one side, you want the hearts to go from bottom to the top. When you get to the other side, you want to start going from the top to the bottom. That way the hearts will be reversed, because if you just go like this, on the one side they'll be going like this, the other side they'll be going like this. But if you do them the same direction halfway up and then switch it and do it the opposite direction, the other side, then your hearts will be facing the same on both sides. Hope that makes sense. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.